Hey, Miller feller. Miller feller. Hey, Miller feller. Hey, what are you doing today? What is all this stuff? This looks like dead wood, not live wood. Tell us what. Hey, boss. Yeah. So hey, it's Miller time. So what does Miller time mean? It means let's do a little bit of. So what does milling mean? Well, milling means taking the big trees. That's not, oh, some of these trees are big. And then you cut them down. You cut them down. You come down. There you go. You cut them down. You come down and you make them into logs. There's some logs. These are oaks. Actually, that's Ponderosa from a year ago. These are oaks from this year. And what I thought to do today was, hey, I've never done any milling of actually oak. This is dead live oak. Dead live oak. Yes, it was live oak, which is a type of oak up in the foothills. There we go. There's a live oak because they have their leaves on all year round. And then this one is a dead one. Well, Miller, that actually sounds like you actually know what you're doing, or somewhat, which is pretty impressive given your performance in the last few months and years. I guess practice. What's you doing? There are some other skeptics in the audience who don't really believe what you're doing is quite right. But anyhow, yeah. So get to it. Tell the youngsters out here about some of the more gnarly and mechanized parts of this project, because that's where the fun stuff comes in, where the cutting and gnawing, and gnashing, and other things, the mayhem, the mayhem aspect of Miller's project today. Well, no, boss, mayhem is not the right way to look at this. This is a controlled experiment. Controlled as in experiment, or should be controlled. Anyhow, so let's just go over some aspects of the Alaskan Mill. So here's your basic Alaskan Mill. You can find all out about it on the World Wide Web. But anyhow, so it's a frame holding a chainsaw. Chainsaw in this case is a little steel 070. Well, it's not little, 105 cc, and it's not steel. It's a steelen version of a steel, as in a stolen version of a steel. Oh well, anyhow, this is a monster. This is 105 cc. This is sort of the size of the first motorbike engine. But so it's a monster. It's like a bear to get going, and once it gets going, it doesn't want to stop until it runs out of gas, which is in about 5 minutes. Anyhow, so it drives the chain. The chain is a ripping chain. If you look closely, you can see the chain is almost straight across, as opposed to at an angle. And the result is it goes through the wood and makes a sawdust, and less gnarly cutting on the wood. So the wood here, as we can see, is quite smooth. It's got some corrugation in it, but not the gnarliness of a regular 30-degree saw. This chain is actually not a skip chain, so it's got a cutter on every second link, or whatever link. A ripping chain often has a skip chain, which they skip every other one. Puts less load on the engine, so the motor, so the chain speed remains more uniform, and you get through the wood with a 105 cc motor on here. Probably doesn't make too much difference. Anyhow, So, and then it's the saw itself is kept at a certain distance, determined by the distance of the bar to the frame. The frame runs along the wood. So this is, say, for example, the log. The top of the log is here. The chainsaw runs along, is held. The weight of the saw is holding it down, and the frame is supporting it so it doesn't just wander off. That's basically, and then you adjust the depth. In this case, it's about 1 inch, so which happens to be the measure here. You adjust it with these screw adjustments here. Yes, you can see here, perhaps so here you can see the measures and measurements. So this mark, very hard to see. In fact, it's very hard to see even in real life, especially when the sweat and blood is pouring down your face. This sets the depth from the frame down to the bar, and you use your scrunch to tighten it. Oh, and so here we go. So here is information on, this is the manufacturer, Granberg. It's truly an Alaskan. It's been initialed by an Alaskan, and it's Robin. That's his initial, Robin Alaskan. And if you need to know their phone number because you're out in the middle of the wooey and you need a spare part, or you need some basically guidance like where's the nearest hospital, you can dial 800